So the rise of the leftist Neanderthalis Americanus, or the leftist vulgaris Americanus. I only took a little bit of Latin in high school, but I invented a new term for this species of human being in America. Acting a fool. I have to say, I'm really sorry. I'm more sorry for Renee Good now than I am for this pretty person, because he really was a mean, confrontational, overgrown juvenile delinquent. It's not 1965, or whenever the Vietnam War was happening, because I wasn't alive back then. Believe it or not, I actually wasn't. So it's like, haven't we learned anything? I mean, a lot of those former hippies are burnouts today. I mean, did it end up well for them? What happened in the 1980s is they slowly adopted, the ones who survived and did well in life, slowly adapted to a more conservative lifestyle. So I point you to the song by Huey Lewis and the News, "It's Hip to Be Square." Suddenly, being a conservative Republican became cool. Watch Family Matters with Alex P. Keaton. I'm not saying that Michael J. Fox was a conservative person. I'm saying it became fashionable for people not to be a raging, unwashed, long-haired hippie. Okay? It's like... But I feel bad because I don't want... the hippie ethos, my mother sort of was into the hippie ethos. Like, we had the Janis Joplin greatest hits cassette tape, and I listened to her, and I didn't agree with her lifestyle. I feel that she had a tragic life and a tragic ending with some real flashes of brilliance. But would you want to follow in her footsteps? If you could sing like her, you'd be more tempted. Since I can't, then I'm certainly not. But this man, he's a Venezuelan expatriate, calls himself the body language guy. Of course, eventually, being a person of strong opinions, I'm going to disagree with him from time to time. I'm going to be offended from time to time. Sometimes I might make a comment, and then maybe suddenly I'm not getting notifications. Well, sometimes your comments are mean, or they're critical of the host. It's like, well, then you can see I don't like and subscribe just to be a fawning sycophant. Really. If I like somebody, or even just the first few minutes, I'm going to subscribe, I'm going to like, and that's it. I'm not endorsing everything you've ever said, every viewpoint you'll ever put forth. It doesn't mean, well, maybe sometimes I don't even watch the whole video. Sometimes I don't. Well, it could be short attention span. But I love to see light in this world. Somebody who has the courage or the social support to just be different and to be truthful and to be decent. For example, I'm not even sure what his YouTube handle is. I haven't joined, but I have subscribed. I've been a subscriber for several weeks. A man who is part of the LGBTQ community, and he said, he doesn't say it in every episode. I thought so. I wasn't sure until in one previous video he did talk about it. But that's not the only thing he talks about. And he's not trying to push his lifestyle on anybody. But I would say, to look at him, you'd think, this guy is really out there. He's got to be a crazy leftist. And yet, I like him so much. I really do. And it's not romantic. I mean, please stop just assuming because a female likes you, it's like, oh, I didn't realize they were gay. How many times has that happened when I've tried to make, maybe it's because, I'm older or something, like I try to make friends with, I'm not interested in converting you, or, there might be something else that you're afraid of. It's like, converting you to, of course I would be interested in converting you to Christianity, but yeah, oh well. This guy is so reasonable. Like, I like this guy so much, but I wondered what they looked like when they were born. Did they have all that stuff going on? I mean, nobody comes out of the womb like that, right? What am I talking about? Well, I don't want to offend anybody, but people do stuff to themselves. And why do you disfigure yourself? Well, I'm not judging, but I'm saying that's how I can tell. You're probably not your typical conservative. But what is going on? I mean, I'm sorry, I have to bring up this pretty person again. Is his name Daniel? What a belligerent son of a gun. Did you see that video of him spitting and cursing and kicking out the taillight? This man, I think he had a death wish. And if I am not incorrect, he actually was not working actively as an ICU nurse. Had he been fired? What led him astray? The disinhibition of the American Caucasian, that could be the subtitle, right? The disinhibition of the American Caucasian. You see, alcohol does it temporarily. People get into bar fights and they're like, oh, I just regret my actions. But it just seems to be a thing with the marijuana. Again, it darkens a person's personality. It disfigures a person's personality. Now, you could say, well, I'm a pot user and I'm just fine. Well, once I meet a pot user who's just fine, they need to let me know, because I have not been able to recognize them, because most of them fall into this abyss and this para society. Like a self-aggrandizing paranoia. No wonder he couldn't work. He just became so overwhelmed by anger and resentment. And who was ICE arresting? Who were they arresting? Please don't believe the propaganda that they're just going after little children and people on the streets. And believe me, I live in a sanctuary city. I have never seen it at all. I've never seen it. I know that there are foreign people. I mean, very often there have been as many or more foreign people than there have been native-born American people in my local grocery store. And I'm like, live and let live. It's not my business. I know what the Bible says. You're supposed to have compassion on the foreigner, the refugee and the foreigner, the alien in your land. You're supposed to have compassion, and that's fine. But this leftist vulgaris Americanus, or leftist Neanderthalis Americanus, has totally lost their wits. So many of them are white. They don't care about their neighbors, their friends. They don't care that all these people, even Hispanic people, even black people, even Asian people, have been assaulted by bad actors who were not here legally. And do you know that the crime rate, the murder rate, has gone down so low. I guess it's the lowest murder rate since like 1919 in the United States. I can't be entirely sure, but it's either 1900 and 1919. Well, President Trump wasn't just whistling Dixie when he said they opened up their prisons and their madhouses, and they just, all these criminals just came in. And really the saddest thing, it isn't the saddest thing, folks, because every story is sad. But when I think about Jocelyn Nungary, who herself seems to have been Hispanic, I'm not sure what Nungary, what sort of ethnicity that is, but she certainly wasn't your Anglo-Saxon. A little girl, 12-year-old little girl, brutalized, I mean, I don't want to bring it up to make anybody feel bad, but there were two Venezuelan just keep them out of society. I mean, if execution is all right according to your culture, don't do it in a cruel manner. Let's just do it swiftly and surely. Or if you think you can rehabilitate them. But why are you ignoramuses? Yes, leftist ignoramus Americanus. So many don't know what they're talking about, and they have all this passion. Doesn't the Bible say zeal without knowledge is not good?